of these hostages, and I think the most chilling testimonies are those of the children that were held there at the hands of Hamas. I'm going to give you two testimonies of two children that returned from captivity. This is what we're hearing from their families. In the case of 12 years old Eitan Yahalomi, we hear from his aunt. He was being abused in Gaza when he arrived there. He was beaten by civilians upon his arrival on the street. He was forced by Hamas in the tunnel to watch horror footage from the massacre by Hamas. What use is this from Hamas to show this to a 12-year-old boy who's just been uprooted from his family, who may have seen his friends and families being slaughtered in front of his eyes, who's been taken to captivity? This is what Hamas attempted to do, and you can only imagine what they are doing to the adults that are there. A 12-year-old child was forced to live in fear and watch these movies. When he cried, they threatened him with weapons. This is what the 12-year-old boy is saying about what he's gone through Hamas, and that is so important to hear when we see these ridiculous films of Hamas, the return films. These are the films that we're seeing. Well, this would perhaps already in Israeli territory, but Hamas releases the footage of the so-called humane treatment he's giving to the Israeli prisoners, the Israeli hostages, rather. It is just insane. Very poor sanitary conditions, very poor, few food. No shower for the entire duration of their captivity. We're also hearing from the father of Emily Hand, the Irish Israeli who was taken kidnapped. Her father says when he first met her upon her return, he was unable to hear what she was saying because she was trained only to whisper. He could not hear what she was saying. He had to put his ear next to her mouth to understand what she had to say. He says you could see the horror in her eyes, and she learned how to say in Arabic, "Be quiet," to her friend that was with her in captivity. And when he asked her, "How long do you think you were there?" she said she thought she was there for a year, just to emphasize the complete lack of understanding of the time where they saw no daylight in almost all of their captivity. Horrors that were just starting to reveal right now from these testimonies of these kids. Horrific. We've seen the horrors in the Israeli communities, what they've done to entire families, slaughtering them, shooting them, burning them alive in some cases. But that was not the end, as if these children and the other hostages didn't experience enough in what they've gone through in the communities. They were molested, tortured even more in those tunnels, including those children as young as 9 and 12 years old. And again, a reminder, a 10-month-old baby is still there as well.
When we're hearing these witnesses, they're the